Alright guys, knowing that the weather's coming in, we put this roll of hay out yesterday. We set it underneath this cedar tree here just to keep it out of the weather a little more than normal. We're hoping that maybe the limbs and the thickness of the tree will keep the rain and the snow from just sitting on top of the bale of the hay and getting it really wet. But we put the hay in for the goats because we know that they need the long fibers in their rumen as the goat tries to break down those fibers and help with the digestion or the rumination process, that it actually causes heat to build in their body. So the rumen is really an internal heater for them. It works well for them, and that's how they keep warm. They don't really need food or grain per se, but they do need the long fibers. We do have some grain out in the Advantage feeder for calories, extra calories that they need, and that way they'll have some extra food and extra fat. But what they really need during the cold weather is they have to have those long fibers which keep the ruminant working and keep that internal furnace going. So just always remember when you're getting your goats ready for a cold weather coming in, or snow, or they're dropping temperature, make sure that you got some good hay out or something like that that'll help their rumen work well and keep their body warm. So the second thing that the goats need is a shelter. We're lucky to have this barn here on our farm. It's not a beautiful barn, it's not a big, huge barn, but it is dry and it gives plenty of room for our goats to get in. You can use multiple different things for shelter, such as just a small 3-sided shelter. We even use some calf hutches to keep our goats dry. Just anywhere they can get in away from the downpouring rain or real heavy snow and ice. They don't like to be out during those periods of time. But just something to keep the wind off of them with good ventilation is all that the goats need to stay dry and to help stay warm. As long as you keep them good hay out and something that's got some really long fibers that'll make the ruminant work, and give them a 3-sided shelter where the wind don't blow on them just really hard and really crazy, your goats are going to stay warm with no problem. All right, so I've got 5 bales of hay spread out in here now. Will be a wonderful bedding. That's all they need to survive in. Even if they get 2 or 3 inches of snow, they'll bury up under this hay and stay warm. One of the old bales that was here that got rained on last night and has been a little bit wet for a couple times, I went ahead and spread it out. It was dry in the middle, but it already started composting. It was actually very warm or hot to the touch. So that's what this does. It puts all this carbon in, and then when they defecate, urinate on it, everything like that, it starts the composting process in the hay, and it actually creates a warm blanket for them for the winter time. So the goats need the hay to make the ruminant work. The pigs need the hay for the composting effect so that they can go ahead and get that warm heated blanket under them. So it works great for both of them, but it has 2 totally different purposes. Of course, the goats will lay on the heated blanket too when it starts to compost, but they have to have it to keep their internal furnace running. So we've got all the goats fixed up, our feeder pigs. So now let's go up and fix the gilts and the sows and make sure they've got some hay to bed in for tonight in case the weather comes. They got plenty of cover in the woods, but I want to give them some of this hay also. Alright, so I put 6 bales of hay out here, 6 or 7 bales of hay out here for them. This will give them some good bedding if we get the weather we've been talking about. I'm getting ready to put out their feed. For the pigs, it's different than the goats. They need the long fibers for their feed to keep their rumen working and warm. The pigs need something for bedding, and they need the calories, extra calories to keep warm because their body uses those calories to increase energy and to keep them warm. So got them a nice set of bedding here for 7 or 8 pigs. They'll get in all under this, stay good and warm, kind of in the cover of these trees as well, and we'll put out the feed for them. Woo! Woo, pig! Come on, pigs! Woo, pig, pig, pig! Come on, pig! Woo, pig! Come on, pig. Look, there's the piglets. Come on, pig. Woo! Woo, pig. Woo! Come on, pig. I usually only give them 2 buckets a day, but with the weather coming in and probably the increase to their calorie need, up they're feeding to 3 buckets, which is about 75 pounds instead of 50. They're averaging around 5 pounds per pig per day, but I increased that a little bit. Just knowing that the weather's going to drop by 20-30 degrees from what it has been the last few days, just to have their bellies full and plenty of calories for them. So they should be good now for tonight. No problems at all. Guys, thanks for watching. We hope you enjoy this content. Hope we're able to help you out some with your livestock and your farm, your small farm. And as always, hey, we'll do it all again tomorrow.